I'm Tony Hardy, founder and director of Canny Creative, a branding, web and content agency based in Blythe, Northumberland, and welcome to Building Better Brands. On today's episode, we're going to be looking at logo design, and the question we've been asked is, what is logo design? It sounds like a simple, silly question from the outset, but what goes into it? What's the difference between brand identity, branding, and logo design itself? I mean, looking around, I can see 1, 2, 3, maybe 5 or 6 logo designs all around us. We're surrounded by them every day, but there's a lot to logos, so let's dive in and take a look. So what's the difference between brand identity, and logo design? Well, over here, your brand is the underpinning strategy. It's your tone of voice, messaging, mission, vision, all those sorts of underpinning kind of core strategy type stuff. Your brand identity is a visual representation of that strategy. It's how your brand looks, how your brand feels, what it looks like when people walk into a store, the sorts of bags they receive. That's your brand identity is the visual representation of your brand strategy. And then the logo design itself is that single unique identifier, the one mark that people know represents your entire business. Nike swoosh, the golden arches, Adidas's 3 stripes, Apple's apple, that is your logo design. And the thing with logo design is the simpler, the better. One of my favorite quotes of all time, I can never say the guy's name because it's French, it's like Marc-Antoine Exupéry or something like that, but he famously said, a designer knows he's achieved perfection when there's nothing else to take away. And that's how I look at logo design. If you can remove something and you still retain the laser communication, then your logo design is probably a winner. So what does a logo design do? It builds trust and recognition. People should see that logo mark and know that it represents your business. It also helps you stand out from the crowd. I mean, if you've got one logo that looks like this and one that looks like that, it can help you differentiate from your competition. Thirdly, your logo design is a visual representation of your brand and business. Now, Nike don't have trainers as their logo design. Obviously, there's more to the Nike brand than that, so they've represented it with an energetic swoosh mark. If you run a donut shop, you don't need to have a donut as your logo. You could, it could be quite cool, but your logo essentially is a visual summary of what your brand and business is all about. So, what should your logo design be? First of all, it should be memorable. If people can't remember it, it's never going to work. There's a theory in design that you should be able to draw a company's logo in 5 to 10 seconds really quickly, sketch it down. If you can do that, you know you're on the right path with your logo design. Leading into that, your logo should be simple. People aren't going to remember something complicated and they're not going to be able to draw something complicated, so keep your logo design as simple as possible. Versatile. Logos now, they're seen online, offline, billboards, Twitter avatars, huge, massive, full color, black and white. Your logo needs to be versatile enough to adapt and be used in any circumstance. Your logo should be appropriate. For example, if you're a funeral director, you definitely shouldn't be using cartoons or Comic Sans fonts. You need to know what your audience is, know what your business is, and make it appropriate for them. And finally, logo design should be timeless. The best logos in the world have existed for decades. You don't want to be changing your logo up every week or every month or every year. Your logo design should be created, and apart from the odd, very minor thing here and there, you want it to last the test of time. What elements make up a logo design? First of all, you've got the logo mark itself. This could be a shape, a graphic, an icon. I'm thinking things like the Nando's chicken or the Starbucks siren. It's a unique identifier that sums up your business. And then you've got the typography. Is it a modern sans serif typeface with no frills and no fuss? Or is it something a little bit more elaborate? A serif typeface, something you might see in The Guardian or other newspapers. And then you've got color itself. Colors are getting trademarkable and brandable. Cadbury's, I think, tried and successfully trademarked their purple color. Coca-Cola, synonymous with red. Asda used green. McDonald's, red and yellow. So typography, logo mark and color. They're the 3 key elements that make up logo design. For For a little bit of fun, let's take a look at 3 of our favourite logo designs. First up, the FedEx logo. Purple and orange typography, nice sans serif typeface, but with a layer of hidden meaning. If you look between the D and the X, there's a nice little arrow signifying the moving your parcel or package from one place to another. Secondly, the McDonald's logo. It's not by any means the best designed logo in the world, but it is super recognizable. It's versatile, timeless, adaptable, appropriate. It does all of those things really well. You're driving down a motorway at night, you can spot the golden arches a mile off. It's super simple, you know what it means, you can almost smell the fries. In you go, back on the road. And finally, the Nike logo. How can you not love the Nike logo? Rumor has it, it was originally drawn on the back of a napkin in a busy cafe. They didn't pay a lot of money for it, but essentially that Nike swoosh has become one of the most recognizable logos in the world, and to be honest, it's great. And that's all there is to it. That's logo design in a nutshell. Logo design is a visual aid that represents your business, your story, and what you're all about. FedEx use a little arrow, it shows they're about moving parcels from A to B. You could do something similar, you could try something conceptual, or you could get really lateral. It doesn't matter what you do as long as you remember the 5 things logo design should be. That is memorable, simple, versatile, appropriate, and timeless. Keep it like that, you'll be onto a winner with your logo design in no time. And remember, like, subscribe, comment below, and we'll see you next time on Building Better Brands.